Hi girls, today I'm going to discuss about the topic security mechanisms in network security. So these security mechanisms are defined by X.800 standardization. The mechanisms are divided into two types, one for specific protocol, one for pervasive security mechanisms. The first one is called specific security mechanism. This was used in a TCP/IP protocol or an application protocol. The other one is not, it does not based on a protocol, it does not based on a specific protocol layer. Okay. The security mechanisms defined by X.00 are divided into two types. The one is specific security mechanisms, second one is pervasive security mechanisms. The specific specific security mechanisms based on a specific type of protocol such as TCP or an application layer protocol. And the second one is it does not based on any specific protocol or security services. Okay. So the first one is called the specific security mechanisms. The specific security mechanisms is basically used in a TCP or application layer protocol. In you know that in networks we have 7 OSI layers. So these mechanisms, these specific security mechanisms are mostly used in TCP or application layer protocols. Okay. Keep it in mind that this specific security mechanisms are used with TCP or application layer protocol. What are the specific security mechanisms? Or encipherment, digital signature, access control, data integrity, traffic padding, routing control, and notarization. Okay, these are all the specific security mechanisms. Today in this video I am going to explain this concept. In my next video I will explain the other type of pervasive security mechanisms. Okay, so first these are all the second type in security mechanisms. X.800 pervasive security mechanisms. These are trusted functionality, security labels, event detection, security audit trials, security recovery. Okay. So first in this video today I am going to explain about the concept of specific security mechanisms. Already I said it may be incorporated into the appropriate protocol layer in order to provide some of the OSI security services. Okay, the specific security mechanisms are mainly used in the OSI security layer such as the specific security mechanisms incorporated into the appropriate protocol layer. In the protocols, it may be TCP or application layer. Okay, the first type is encipherment. The encipherment means the use of mathematical algorithms to transform data into a form that is not uh, readily intelligible. Because encipherment means for example, if you send a message and the message is called a plain text, that plain text was converted into a ciphertext. The ciphertext was transferred through the network and the receiver receives the ciphertext. Again, what will do, the receiver will transfer that ciphertext into a plain text. This is called encipherment. Cipher means it's Greek words. It changes into another form. The plain text was changed into another form. This is called the cipher. Okay, the encipherment means it was by using mathematical algorithms and it transformed the original data into another form. This is called the encipherment. The transformation and subsequent recovery of data depend on an algorithm, and 0 or more encryption keys are available. In network security, in my future classes we will see about what are the encryptions and what are the types of keys, public or private keys, and all things we will see in my further classes. Okay, so the encipherment means the use of mathematical algorithms. The normal plain text was transferred into a ciphertext. Okay, that is not in a readable format. It was in a mathematical, by using mathematical algorithms, the plain text was converted into some other format. With the use of the encryption keys, it was transferred to the receiver. Okay, the second one is called the digital signature. Digital signature means data appended to or a cryptographic transformation of a data unit that allows a recipient of the data unit to prove that the source and the integrity of the data unit and protect against forgery. Okay, so digital signature means by putting the plain text was added with the digital signature, the receiver checks the signature whether this is come from the intended sender, and all the things was checked by the recipients. So this is the encipherment. The first thing I explained, the encipherment. The encipherment is the process of translating plain text into ciphertext. By what means the plain text was transferred into ciphertext means by using mathematical algorithms. The use of mathematical algorithms to transform data into a form that is not readily intelligible. The cryptographic techniques is used for enciphering. Without the plain text was transferred into ciphertext by means of cryptographic technique. There are lots of cryptographic techniques available in network security. In my further classes, in the second unit, in the second chapter, we will see about the cryptographic techniques. What are the keys about the keys, or all we will further in my class we will study. So the word cryptographic, a word with a Greek origin, means secret writing, is called cryptographic. There are two types in the cryptographic. One is the symmetric key encipherment. The second one is asymmetric key encipherment. Okay, the second one we saw digital signature. A digital signature or digital signature scheme is a mathematical scheme for demonstrating the authenticity of a digital message or a document. Okay, authenticity of a digital message or document. For example, in this picture you can see what is called digital signature process. This is the original message. The original message means the plain text. The plain text is sent to the by means of the, this is the message transferring. Before that, the message plain text, they choose a private key. The sender chooses a private key and create a signature also. By using this private key, the sender create a signature, and then the first thing is digital signature creation. This is the plain text. The sender creates a private key and a signature. So these are all sent to the network, to the receiver. Okay, this is the second one is, this is the original message which a digital signature is traveled across the network. In the receiving part, this is the receiving part. In the receiving part, the original message was transferred with the digital signature. The receiver verify the signature. If it is valid, the sender uses his public key and open the message. If the digital signature is not valid, the message was resent to the sender itself. Okay, this is called the digital signature. The sender first create a private key and create a signature and send the message through the network, while the receiver received the message. The receiver received the original message with digital signature with the key also. First the receiver verify the signature. If it is valid, then only the receiver open the informations and rectify it. Okay, if it is if the signature is not valid, the message was resent to the sender itself. So the third one is called the access control. Access control means it uses methods to prove that a user has access rights to the data or resources owned by a system. For example, passwords and pins. For example, if you can take, if you have an account in a bank, the bank provides a ATM card. Okay, for the ATM card, the bank also provide a PIN number. all the banks or insist that keep your PIN numbers as a secret one, because by the use of that PIN number only you can withdraw amount. At the same time, the mobile number also we kept it in a secret sorry, the OTP also kept it in a secret manner, because the bank send the OTP to your phone number only. If the OTP number was given to anyone, they will easily withdraw your amount. Okay, the PIN number is the most important thing in a bank transaction. Okay, so these are all called the access control. For example, if you have a Google account, if you enter the email ID and the password, it will allow you to check the mails. Otherwise, it is not allowed to check the mail. For like that, access control means it uses methods to prove that the user has rights to access the data or access the resources owned by a system. Okay, here you can see in the picture example, customer 1, customer 2, all the customers have the name, number and all the details. If the bank after you insert the ATM card into the ATM machine, the bank checks displays your name and enter your PIN number. If the PIN number is the correct one, then the bank asks to how much amount you are going to withdraw, and then you will press the amount, something 1000, 2000. If the PIN number matches, only the bank ask how much amount you're going to withdraw. Okay, if you give the amount, it automatically you collect the money from the ATM machine. Okay, like that, this is called the access control. The next one is the data integrity. In my previous videos, I told that the data integrity refers to maintaining and assuring the accuracy and the consistency of data. A variety of mechanisms used to assure that the integrity of data unit or stream of data units. These are all the data integrity and other things will be seen in my next classes too. Next, the traffic padding. The traffic padding means the insertion of bits into gaps in a data stream to frustrate traffic analysis attempts. Okay, the last one is called notarization. Notarization means the use of trusted third party to assure certain properties of data of a data exchange. Like that, if a third person has to sign this, this one is right. For example, in a notary public, you for example, if you register a document and all those things, we need a third party to give assurance. Like that, notarization means the use of a trusted third party to assure certain properties of data exchange. And this the routing control line is the routing control is one of the specific security mechanisms. Routing control mechanisms means we have to choose the correct routing control enables selection of the particular physically secure routes for certain data and allows routing changes, especially when a breach of security is suspected. Okay, routing control means in the routing algorithm, in network paper, you are all read about routing algorithms and routings and all those things. If a message is transferred between two devices and the packets are splitted into the message was splitted into several packets. Each message travel in different path and it reaches the receiver. And the receiver side, the splitted packets are reassembled by means of the synchronization and the packet numbers and all those things. So in this specific security mechanisms, routing control means the routing algorithm chooses the secure routes. Route means if the packet travels through the secure routes, it will be not hacked by the hackers. The data are traveled in a secured manner. So enable selection of particular physically secure routes for certain data and allows routing changes, especially when a breach of security is suspected. Okay. So I explain all the things in specific security mechanisms: encipherment, digital signature, access controls, data integrity, authentication exchange, routing control, notarization. The last one, notarization, means it was the third party is going to give the third party will give the assurance that the data exchange between these two devices not hacked by the hackers and all the things. Okay, thank you girls. In my next video I will explain the privacy security.